How you doing, YouTube viewer? I'm here at Waterford Lakes 4DX movie theater. It's a little different from what I'm used to. Different type of theater than Regal Cinema 20 and IMAX on Port Orlando. So I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of the theater. I'm here to see the new Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. So, let me turn the camera around. .4DX movie theater. Oops. Oops, sorry. All the seats are going to move. The fans, snow, water, everything that happens in the theater, or happens in the movie, happens to you. Sorry. Gotta quit putting my fingers in the shot, but. Ooh, Wells Fargo ad. Well, that's a look at the theater. You can kind of see the movie projected behind me. But I can't wait to see how different it is from International Drive, Regal Cinema. But it seems like all Regal Cinemas have 4DX movie theaters. Haven't seen any other movie companies that actually does have it. But like I said, can't wait to see The Rise of Skywalker. I'm in the theater right now. At 6:10 my movie starts. And you do get your 3D glasses. But like I was saying, there's water effects, snow effects, bubble effects, all types of effects. Everything that happens in the movie theater happens to you. So I know there's some water scenes that are in the trailer of Skywalker, so I know I'm going to get a little wet. A lot of explosion space, so the chair's going to be moving back and forth. Too bad I can't videotape or phone tape everything that's going on, but it would be considered piracy law and all that stuff. So, but I will do my movie review. Ooh, Fantasy Movie League. I love the ads that play in a movie theater. But my thing. I'll give you my review of the movie after it's done. It's a little over 2.5 hours, I think. And hopefully they answer the real question: is the Rise of Skywalker? Since Luke Skywalker died in The Last Jedi. Then also the Dark Ray with the double-sided sword. So I want to answer to that question. Then also, why is C-3PO, why his eyes are red. And also, they did a pretty good job on the last, I think it was The Last Jedi, or the first Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens, with General Marthra and the Princess Leia in Rogue One. But this rendered Leia kind of looks horrible, so hopefully they fix that, because the movie trailer just didn't look right. So see you in a little bit. Do my movie review for Star Wars The Last Jedi. Have a good day. If you're as excited YouTube viewer, thanks for being back. Hopefully you like the 4DX movie trailer. Just like I expected in the Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, there is a lot of water effects from the trailer. There's battle lights, so when the blasters go off, movement of the lightsabers, the battles, very awesome to see in 4D. The only problem with this Regal Cinema 20 in Waterford Lakes is that they have the bars to make sure people aren't flying out or anything. It's just too small. It's unlike the one I go to on International Drive, the Regal Cinema 20 IMAX and 4DX. You guys will see from the beginning of the video before I interrupted or got in, after the 4DX movie trailer, shows you where I'm at, Regal Cinema 20 IMAX, and there's no sign that says 4D. But I'm here in Waterford Lakes Town Center or Mall. But let's get to the movie review. We have the one thing that I don't understand with this new set of movies of Star Wars is that they don't really connect, unlike the original three. So 4, 5, and 6. Now 1, 2, and 3 all connected with 4, 5, and 6. Now 7, 8, and 9, I don't understand. Even with the different directors, it's like seventh one was introducing a new character, Rey, and Finn, a stormtrooper that decides to have a conscience where they drilled him into being a slave and being a stormtrooper. Right? Then his feelings or humanity manifested, so he decided not to be a stormtrooper. Then hooked up with Rey and Poe and everything. That is the only part of the storyline. Now, this one we have oh shoot, I just forgot his name. Lando Calrissian from Cloud City. Somebody in the movie asked him where he's from, and he doesn't say Cloud City, he just says from somewhere else. But the movie does kind of close everything off, and I would like to make this a spoiler-free review, but the first act wasn't that great. The second and third act was okay, and the finale of the film, really sucked. We already know Leia dies already in the I forgot what her real name is, but you know Leia dies in real life, in reality. But in here they somewhat did a pretty good job of actually letting Leia go, but to me it seemed flimsy. It's just like the episode 8, where either 7 or 8, where she gets blasted into space, and then you find out that she has learned from Luke from the Force, or somewhat. And here you learn that Leia actually was training with Luke, becoming a master, but she had a Force vision of Rey coming, so she decided not to be a Jedi, except to use the Force powers. And she had her own lightsaber that was with Luke Skywalker in the exile planet that he decided to be at. Then we find out in the very beginning that Senator Palpatine, or Emperor Palpatine, is alive, but you end up seeing at the end how he's alive. He did survive the fall from Darth Vader throwing him down the shaft, but then he's connected to some wires and all this other stuff. But in the beginning of the film, it shows him off the wires and everything, floating with a boom lift, like on a camera crane, and it's just really confusing on the way the story is. There is a glitch, not a glitch, but a not continuity error, but a FX error where Chewie gets captured and they're going through Star Destroyer, and you see Rey's just lightsaber as a stick. You don't see it as the lit up like a lightsaber, while somebody's dressed up as Leia Organa, and Lando Calrissian is a white guy. I'd like to show you guys this. Princess Leia and Lando Calrissian as a white guy. There was a person earlier dressed as Han Solo, but I didn't see him in the movie theater. So let me turn the camera back around. Well, that was Lando Calrissian as a white boy, and Senator Organa, or Princess Leia Organa, in her actually no, it wasn't Organa, that's Padme. She has the buns in her hair like she's Princess Leia, because Senator Organa, whatever, Padme didn't have buns in her hair. She had the funky hairstyle, not the buns. But getting back to the movie review, and yes, sorry I'm spoiling it, but we do get a surprise thing from Han Solo. Same thing from episode 6, where Kylo Ren, or Ben Solo, is about to stab him again on the water planet. Leia dies by giving all her force power to change Ben Solo to the light, which, spoiler, Ben Solo, or Kylo Ren, dies. Han Solo goes ahead and talks to Ben Solo and says that Kylo Ren is dead. Ben Solo lives. Then you see Leia lying down with the medal from Luke Skywalker, or even Han Solo from the Star Wars A New Hope, and ends up giving it to Chewie at the end of the film. But Ben Solo gets thrown by Palpatine into a trench. At the end, he ends up surviving. Rey somehow dies. The big spoiler alert is Senator Palpatine had a daughter, which is Rey. And since I'm going to spoilers, because for some reason this film really sucked. It was good, like I said, it was good for the first 2 parts. Third one wasn't too bad, but the finale just kind of really sucked. And at the end of the film, you end up finding out why is it called The Rise of Skywalker. You find out Rey parents actually did sell her to protect her. from Senator Palpatine, or Emperor Palpatine, because she's a Palpatine. Um, and a bounty hunter or someone was supposed to kill the Palpatine parents and bring Rey, since the granddaughter, to this exile planet to transfer his power into her, so she is Miss Empress. So Miss Empress, with all the hope in her heart and everything, goes ahead and changes herself where she's not the Miss Empress like in the trailer, where it's a double lightsaber. She does take a couple swipes at the illusion of her being the Empress. I mean, I would have loved to seen a lot longer battle, but it was like less than a minute of a battle, and that was gone. I mean, even the Luke Skywalker battle of itself was it seemed like a little longer, at least with the intimidation of Vader in the cave, than him taking a couple saber swipes and cutting off the Vader's head and exploding to show Luke Skywalker's face. So I would have loved to seen a little more of a battle with that. But the real kicker for the ending is Luke Skywalker saber and Princess Leia's saber. They go to Tatooine, I think it is, where Luke was given to Uncle Owen, and oh crap, I forgot the other. Have it in my head, and I just hearing it, but I can't say it. But goes to the planet. Some old lady walking with a camel or something goes. Nobody's been here for years because Luke's Moss. Oh God, 30 years of Star Wars. You can't remember everything. But his moss farm goes there, and it's all, the desert's somewhat swallowed it up. Doesn't look like it's been swallowed up that much for 30 years. But Rey goes ahead and looks at the place. Then it cuts to Rey with a cloth, tying in a nice little bow, and sending both lightsabers deep into the ground. And like I said, an old lady on a camel goes ahead and says, "Nobody's been here for years. Who are you?" And she goes, "Oh, my name is Rey." And the lady goes, "Well, what's Rey who?" And you see the Force ghost of Princess Leia in her Star Wars A New Hope from R2-D2, and older Luke Skywalker, which again made no fucking sense to me why you'd do something that stupid. But instead of the younger versions, they did the older versions, or one older, one younger. And then says Skywalker when she knows her last name's Palpatine, at least the granddaughter of Palpatine. So it's like, ooh, you find out at the very last part of the movie that Rey is now a Skywalker, which, talk about the stupidest thing ever, right? It's just like Peter Griffin in the some of the movies. Oh, they said the movie title. Okay, we can go home now. Right? It's just second act. There's like a pit, or not a pit. It was like quicksand, and all the characters were falling through it, and it took like 30 seconds to a minute to go, oops, they're all dead. I'm like, yep, that's the end of the movie, let's go home. I mean, it's just so The movie had some good comedy, did have some good moments. The crowd that I was in with the 40X theater when Leia died. Oh no! Then Chewie being told the news that he broke down. And I guess Finn is somewhat force sensitive because he knows about Rey, and he was supposed to spill a secret while they were almost being executed by the stormtroopers by Huxley. And Huxley is a spy, ends up getting shot in the leg by Finn, but then ends up being told that he's a spy by another Moss general and shoots the spy. But it's like they couldn't tell a complete great story. It was like jumping around so much, trying to clean up loose ends from episode 8 from that previous director, and since J.J. Abrams directed 7 and 9, that 8 just went differently. So since this is, I'm not sure if it's opening night, but this is the day before they open. Say today's the 18th. Yeah, so two days, I guess, before the opening of the real Star Wars, I guess. But my review of the Star Wars movie is wait till it goes on DVD, or the best thing about it was going to see it in a 40X. I will not recommend the Regal Cinema in Waterford Lakes if you are a heavyset guy, or if you're a big, medium-sized person, because the rails in between were, a little too small. You have to really get on your tippy toes and get your belly up to get into the place. Seats are a little uncomfortable, and most of the effects at the third act or fourth act really didn't work as well. So I think I'd rather go back to International Drive at the Regal Cinema 20 at Point Orlando. At least I think they made the 40X movie theater that would fit. This one's is like they just jammed it in there for some reason. But my review, or my stars, for Rise of Skywalker, which is Rey who giving someone her name was Skywalker, which at that point I would give it a 1 out of 5. But the whole movie as a whole, I would wait for it to come on DVD, or at least see it in a 40X theater, because it was a 2 out of 5 altogether. It's nice to see a lot of the old faces from the original Star Wars, but I definitely will not be seeing it again unless it's cheap on DVD. And George Lucas should be ashamed that he sold Star Wars to Disney and they just crapped all over it. At least George Lucas, I think, directed all 6 of his movies. Then the last 3 just was not great. I think I keep on hearing the comic books are a hell of a lot better than some of the movies. But some of the stuff, another thing is there's a dagger and this little homing crystal, so you know where the Sith planet is, that wasn't explained anything. Even in the beginning of the movie, you see Kylo Ren just going to go into a planet, destroying all the inhabitants, then getting this homing crystal, then you run into Palpatine, then you know he's alive. I mean, it's just, the movie's all over the place trying to clean up from episode 8. But again, My review of it is 2 out of 5 stars. And since Rey took on the Skywalker name, it's 1 out of 5. It was just completely stupid. She knew who her parents were. They died to protect her, and you take somebody else's name because of their 2 of them were training you to be a Jedi, and one ended up still having his fear, like Yoda kept on telling him not to. That's why he was on the island, I guess, is to clean up episode 8. But this review is getting a little longer than it should, so I'm going to end it now. But if you're looking to see Skywalker, or Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, wait till it comes on DVD, because it's not worth it. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. And I do apologize if you guys don't like my movie review, but I don't do anything but an honest movie review. And I go as a fan, and once the movie shies away from the fandom, then I go as a critic, and I have to be completely honest on it. And just that last very part of it with Rey taking on the name of Skywalker, and just the power of Palpatine's thing, because he has all the Sith Lord in him, all the Sith people in him. Then also, same thing with Rey. She has all the Jedis for 1,000 generations in her. Then, sorry, I did forget. Like I said, another spoiler alert, which kind of, to me, again, made no sense. Like I said, Princess Leia turns Ben Solo to good by somewhat changing his heart or something. And, like I said, Rey ended up dying. Don't know how. But reflecting all of the Jedi's powers with both lightsabers, because Palpatine did a Force lightning on her, so she was holding all that back with her Force and her lightsabers, and disintegrated him. She fell back and was dying. Like I said, Ben Solo came out of the trench that he was pushed into by the Force by Palpatine, and goes and does the healing Force that Rey's done to him. Healed him once, because on the battle on the ocean planet where they find the Death Star, the blown up Death Star, that she stabs him. Right. Then knows that Organa, or Princess Leia, goes ahead and is changing his heart and mind. And like I said, Han Solo appears, and again, the facial feature and everything of Ben Solo, or Kylo Ren, is about to stab the Force ghost, or the memory of Ben Solo, or Han Solo. So he does the healing, and I guess all his energy or something kills him, and he fades out. So it's just, like I said, the movie is completely all over the place. Don't know why. All I know is the movie wasn't great. So again, I will now completely end my movie review, because I have already given all the spoiler details. Because, like I said, the movie was not great. I was expecting a good finale, since this is the last Star Wars. And the other thing is the Mandalorian. They're trying to push an episode so it wouldn't interfere with episode 9, which to me, I think it wouldn't have mattered, because one of the things in Mandalorian, they had this TIE fighter that folded its wings down like a TIE fighter, and the TIE fighters were all the same TIE fighters throughout the whole series. So in the Mandalorian, they changed the TIE fighter a little bit. But other than that, hopefully you enjoyed this spoiler movie review, because I did not enjoy the movie. I do want my money back. It wasn't that as worse as Steel was Shaquille O'Neal or Kazam. There's one other movie that I seen which was really bad. I can't remember offhand. I guess it wasn't as bad as Kazam or Steel. Well, both of them was Shaquille O'Neal. But yeah, I think I'd rather have my money back, because Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker was not good. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. And sorry for ruining Star Wars for you if you guys do watch this, but it wasn't that great. I think a lot of Star Wars fans are gonna, oh my god, it was so good. Like I said, the people in my audience awed when Princess Leia died, didn't cheer when Lando Calrissian. I was cheering at a couple of the stars that I remember from it. But I've seen episode 1 through 9 now, and 7, 8, and 9 were not great. So thanks J.J. Abrams for screwing up Star Wars. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.